Welcome back to consecutive day 652 of a diary of a Runpreneur. Please remember that this vlog is part of the Runpreneur Challenge, which is my fundraising mission to save the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon. So find out more about the challenge, how you can support it, check the links in the comments below. But do subscribe to the channel. Any ad revenue we generate will be donated to the charities we support in full. And if you'd be so kind to give this a share, the more people we get in front of, the more money we raise. Thanks for your support, and let's get started. So, consecutive day 652 of a diary of a Runpreneur, and it's approaching 5 o'clock and it's a very mild 13 degrees. It's a little bit breezy, but the sun's out, and got about an hour before sunset, and it's just lovely. I'm out in shorts and t-shirt, no ear coverage for a change, which is first time in a long while. So yeah, it's really nice. A nice experience to be out back in shorts, t-shirt, and no ear covering is a biggie. So yeah, so just these little tiny changes in your running. If you're doing running every day, right, it becomes it's habitual, yes, but it can become very repetitive very quickly. Now you can do lots of things like changing your routes and things, which can make it more enjoyable. I wouldn't want to be somebody who does it every day on a treadmill, put it that way. But changing routes is important, but also a changing weather conditions, a changing running attire. Anything you can do to ensure that you're not doing exactly the same thing every day will keep you going. It's these minor little variations are really, really important. Or having a challenge or something to think about, which just makes that run slightly different. So I often run by wind direction, so I don't like running in headwind if I can avoid it. And even though if you're doing an out and back, you get a tailwind, which a lot of people enjoy running because it's very easy, I'd rather run constantly in side wind than having either a tail or a headwind, unless I'm just getting tail, and then you go for tailwind. But so my routes are often determined by wind direction, as bizarre as that sounds, or to make sure the majority of the route is not in a headwind. That is how I pick my routes. So it kind of takes a decision out of the equation, because I look at the different prongs out of where I live in terms of routes, and I pick one which has got side wind both ways, generally, because most of my routes out and back, usually with a slight loop around the village to start or end the route. But yeah, the message today is variation. Even if it's very, very minor, very teeny tiny variation, it will keep your running fresh and original enough to not want you to dread it the next day. So it's really, really important. From an entrepreneurial perspective, had a bit of a rough Monday. I think I spoke about this yesterday. I was expecting some hassle related issues that I had to deal with today, and yeah, I've dealt with them. They haven't gone exactly as I would have liked, but we've dealt with them. And I always remember one of my old business mentors, Mark Homer, once mentioned in his book Uncommon Sense that keep yourself grounded. No matter how good you think the news is, it's really not that good. It's just good. And no matter how bad you think that news is and how much your world is going to crumble around you, yeah, it might be bad, but it's really not that bad. And if you can just remind yourself of that, it keeps you grounded when things are going well, and it keeps you focused and have the ability to see through issues and challenges so you can solve them when things go wrong. And yeah, it's a bit of a hit. Ultimately, it's one of our properties that we had under management has been taken back by the landlady, and we're completely at fault. There's a few things that we've done poorly as a managing agent, and you have to take that on the chin, and you have to realise, you have to analyse and assess and think, well, what can I do next time which would make that better? So yeah, there'll be some ongoing analysis of the events that have taken place, but you know what, it's happened. Let's just focus and move on. Let's do better the next time. We'll make sure we end things in a very amicable way as best as possible, which I think is always vitally important. But other than that, let's learn from our mistakes, because mistakes make you grow. If everything's going really smoothly, you can get complacent, and that's when things can go wrong, and things can go horribly wrong. But remember, not that horribly wrong. So that's the entrepreneurial journey today. Personally, I have a real challenge in, it's not a real challenge, but basically my house has been renovated, and me and my wife usually share who takes ownership of each area, and technology is normally my area, so I'm trying to make the house super smart, so it's all Wi-Fi controlled, and you know, it's just up to futuristic standards, so automations can just make these little marginal gains, can make your life that little bit easier. That's what I want from this home. And but I've also sorted the kind of entertainment side of things as well with the TVs, and basically we have a snug and a living room, so the two TVs downstairs, we have a snug and a living room, and the living room is quite a big living room, and it will comfortably take a 65-inch TV, and my wife strongly disagrees, and we've both found conflicting advice online that suggests that it takes the 65-inch with the viewing distance that we've got, and she's found conflicting advice saying it doesn't. So but I suppose I can see to a degree, because in the snug we've got a 50-inch, and the snug, I think it's very comfortable, but she again thinks it's overkill. And normally I stay in my lane, so she sorts everything else, you know how the place looks, sofas, you know, tables and chairs, decoration, beds, everything else. It's only the electronics or the technology that I generally take the lead on. And but she hates, to the extreme that she hates the room because she feels the TV's too big. And I love it. You know, I think it's brilliant for sport and things that I really want out of a house, but she doesn't, and we're really struggling to find a compromise. So trying to work out how we can kind of budge on this, because we're both pretty stubborn in this scenario, and the kids are obviously on my side. They love the big TV, so there's potentially 4 on 1, but quite often her vote trumps ours. But so we're trying to work out a way. It's probably going to go down the line of either I have to trade with her, so something that she really, really wants that I'm potentially against as much, although we can't think of anything like that. I may have to try and bribe her in some way, or deal with it a different way. Right, Pat?
Hello, you right?
Yeah, and see about yourself? So that's just somebody I've seen on my run. So yes, a challenging one, or it might actually genuinely come down to paper, scissors, stones, or something as trivial as that. But yeah, it's a difficult one, so I'll keep you posted on how it goes, but it is at the moment deadlock, and we need to overcome that. But anyway, that's it for me today. As always, any comments, I'll respond to everyone. Please remember that this vlog is part of the Runpreneur Challenge, which is my fundraising mission to save the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon. Find out more about the challenge, how you can support it, check the links in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel, as any ad revenue we generate will be donated to the charities, and if you'd be so kind to give it a share, the more people we get in front of, the more money we raise. Thanks for your support as always. Stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you again tomorrow.